What are you doing?
Oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
Don't forget their gift cards available at RitaYanez.com.
Hi Aries, this is your monthly reading for the month of December 2015. Happy holidays to you. I know that this looks like a crazy reading already, but I want you to just stay calm. It's much more complicated for the adults. It's a little less complicated, but potentially more emotional for you. So let's just get some of this chase out of the way here. The atmosphere opens with the Three of Swords, so obviously there is something here that's pulling on your heartstrings, or a situation that feels like is breaking your heart. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's a third party involved in a relationship. If you have one, it could also be that you're watching your parents' relationship, regardless of whether that's your mother and your stepfather and your mother, or your dad and his wife, whatever this is. And it could be just right there with the foster parents that you have, or whoever your legal guardians are, that there's something very difficult transpiring. Can you imagine that we would see this card if, for example, a family is suffering an eviction at this time of year? I know somebody, a family actually, that happened to right around Christmas, and we thought it was going to be a huge disaster, and we were able to keep it from becoming so because they had a bunch of kids between them. I've been involved in situations that were that frightening, although it wasn't Christmas. It just seems much more painful and vulnerable and pulling. It just can tug us down when it's around a family holiday, family gathering such as this. And even if it's just you and one parent, can you imagine, if somebody gets a DUI and goes to jail, and while you're waiting, you have nobody to take care of you and you end up in foster? Well, there are lots of people going through scenarios such as this. We like to think or pretend we can turn a blind eye and not think that some kids that we know that their mother and father who are in prison because of dealing in drugs or doing drugs, or they're stoned all the time and they couldn't maintain a proper home, which the standards for proper home are pretty loose. A motel room can be a good home if it's the only one you've got, but if everybody has what they need and all of the attempts to get help are being made, right? So the reason why I bring up these different sensitive subjects is because I don't want you guys thinking that this is exactly what's going to happen to you with the one boyfriend or girlfriend you have. If your personal relationship, your intimate relationship with somebody that you care about very much is what causes you the most fear. It could be any number of things. Now remember though, we're starting off the month with this. It will not end this way. It just could be that you're feeling somewhat vulnerable, or maybe the astrology that coming off of one big heavy hitter square that is trying to finish, it's trying to get separate enough aspect terms in terms of orb that we're still feeling it. So with that said, week 2, we've got the Death card in reverse, which is actually a little better for you than it is for the adults here, because you're not so hell-bent on resisting transformation. It's just that the transformational process is somewhat a little slower because it's kind of got a trickle-down system to you, where with the adults are in the thick of it, and it could be that one of them is resisting, if not both, if not all of them are resisting some kind of transformational process. With you guys, it's actually a little bit different. So the Death card is actually much more friendly when you get it there for a young person, because it it's obvious you guys are just much more fluid than the adults can be. You guys are able to move in and out of different situations and go with the flow better than the adults can. That's something that is a valuable trick, and you need to make sure you never lose it. As you get older, always remind yourself, and it's going to be easier already because you guys are a very psychic generation, very sensitive generation, very intuitive generation. So these things are true. I wouldn't be telling you it just to make up crap because nobody's paying me to blow smoke up your butt. So it's just what it is. You guys are very psychic. So in terms of this energy, you guys, as long as you remember to go with the flow and to feel the vibes out, it's the same kind of vibe that can protect you from getting into the car, a car full of teenagers, and you figure out real quick that they're smoking pot, and you're like, boy, I'm about to tell everybody I've got diarrhea, but I am out of here. And you got to say, you got to let me, you don't get a diarrhea. And then have them just drop you off and make a phone call. Get somebody to help pick you up, and then don't get back in that vehicle. Even if you got to dial 911 to have a cop pick you up so that they can take you home safely, that's what you do. They're not a taxi cab service, but if you tell them what was just going on, make sure your friends get out of there first. If you tell them why you need help, they will honor that, and I guarantee you that you'll get a ride home. Now, they'll arrange for you to be taken care of, trust me. So also with that said, don't forget what it feels like to be observant, because it's the same energy that could help protect you when you feel like, yeah, I usually walk home from work after my shift at Burger King, but I'm not feeling comfortable tonight. Honor that. Honor that. And then make sure that you talk to somebody who can either give you a ride or figure out how to do the dial a ride thing. I know where I'm at right now, I think it's like a $5 kind of thing where they'll come pick you up. I don't know exactly where you are, but always, if you don't have transportation or if you don't drive, etc., then you need to have those backup type of scenarios anyway. Say you don't want to call your mom because she's going to be cranky to pick you up after work. Well, then put up with her being cranky if that means that you're going to get home safely. Honor that. Your gut is good. Week 3, we've got the 2 of Cups in reverse, and you could have a disagreement with a very close friend or somebody in your family, a cousin. It could be a boyfriend, I suppose, or girlfriend. It could just be a very good friend, because this is also a very friendly card in terms of friendship and not always romance, although it's a very good one for romance. So how about you just keep in mind that it is better to agree to disagree than to try to force feed each other your belief systems. That's why you guys are friends or whatever you are to each other to begin with. Not because you're identical, because I tell stories of people, I don't want to date me. I know exactly how exacting I am. And if things just don't follow a particular plan, something I never would have predicted was going to be me when I was 15, but then I just won't have it. My Virgo rising shows. It's almost like having a slip that's too long underneath your skirt. And it's like, wow, it's like my petticoat's showing, and we're not even in a Western flick. So keep that in mind. It's better to just say, hey, look, even if you concede, even if you back down and you say, look, I love you so much that I'm just going to sit here and really just agree with you and or agree to disagree, or just let's let this blow over. Let's go to the store and get a bottle of pop and some Doritos or something, play Centipede, just let things be. Don't get over involved, especially if it's another group of your friends. If you are going through a situation that you're more of the observer and not the participant, then keep it that way. And then shh. Don't be talking about it, because this is the kind of month that what you say will turn around, can and will be used against you. It's probably going to clock you upside the head like somebody throwing a shoe at you. So don't really give your opinions, because you're probably going to, now I don't remember if I said this for the adults, but you're probably going to do yourself in with your own opinions and by getting involved in a situation that is not your own. Very, very strong indication there. So just keep your opinion to yourself. Don't be texting people. Don't be Facebooking them. Post random crap. Go to Vine. Go to Vine and post Vines and enjoy the whole Vine experience. It's freaking hilarious. Do something to get yourself out of the moment here with these people, what this situation is, whether it's personal, familial, whatever it is, just stay out of it. Oh, crap. Hang on just a second. Hey, sorry about that. I didn't notice there for a New York minute that I had done something really stupid. Hang on just a second. So what I was saying is that if it's a week here with week 4 where you feel any urge to get over involved or to insert yourself into some kind of problematic discussion or argument, whatever it is. The Strength card in reverse is reminding you that brute force, inserting yourself, arguing with people, telling them all to shut up and sit down while you sort it out, you being the go-between, the intermediary, or otherwise playing the counselor, negotiator, that's not what's required this month. You can lead more by example by refusing to not get involved and saying, look, I love everybody. I really don't want to promote more drama around you. If I get involved, it will just extend this situation. If I get involved, then I'm going to have to invariably, at one point or another, pick a side. Right now, Aries, it's not a good idea to pick a side because I'm going to tell you something. You're probably going to pick the wrong side. And if you do get involved in somebody else's drama, I guarantee you that they're already wrong. There's something already up here where somebody is kind of motivating you to be the impetus for the change. And the change that they want isn't really what's fair. What they're doing is manipulating you. So if it's you and somebody else is trying to get you involved, I guarantee you, whether they realize it or not, you are being manipulated for somebody else's ulterior motive, which is just lots of mumbo jumbo for saying you're going to get used and not in the way that you expect. For week 5 with the World card in reverse, it's easier for you to see. The adults are going to have a little bit harder time with this. But for you guys, it's going to be easy to see that this is just another cycle. This is just another phase. This might as well be another period. Whatever this is, it is just going to come and go and be done. In the future, will it be the same? I don't know. Will this situation sort itself out? I'm pretty sure it will. Because to me, it looks like whatever the most dramatic situation is this December, and obviously it could be a pretty serious situation, especially if you've got a bunch of friends who no longer are getting along the same way, or you and your step sibling do not get along, and it was okay before, and suddenly it's like you're thinking, who's the crazy lady who comes out of the bathroom and takes my clothes and wears my pajamas and goes to her bed? So, this phase is wrapping up, and I think it will be the last episode of this phase for you guys with this drama in your life, that you can put it away. You don't have to pull it out from underneath the bed like some creepy cadaver that you bring out just a punch once in a while. It really isn't going to come up. And if it does, if anybody else brings it up, you can say, hey, look, I already smacked that cadaver around, headshot, decapitation, the zombie's dead, so we can't bring up any more zombies. So whatever it is that you do to get this situation out of your life, the sooner the better. But again, don't force your hand. Don't bring it up if it doesn't come up. If somebody else brings it up, be the one to end it and say, oh, no, because I've got gas. And then walk off and do a jumping jack, or, just be crazy. And then that way they'll be like, damn, there's something wrong with this person. Yeah, sure. As long as you don't bring me your crap, you won't see me having gas and doing jumping jacks. Also, if this is a situation that relates to the adults in your lives, and this is what you're watching going on with them, let me tell you something. This is pretty much the last time they're going to go these rounds. This situation doesn't have any legs underneath it anymore, which is just an old saying. That means it can't really get up and move on its own. It only has enough power and mobility as people give it. Here we are, like I said, headshot, decapitation. You know what I'm talking about. It comes from the zombie survival guide. But, what I'm trying to say is this is already dead and done. It's like the proverbial beating a dead horse. This is like making a moot point. This is arguing a case that already has a verdict. The bottom line is, Aries, is that there's a lot more fun to be had this month. And most of it looks romantic, I will tell you that. And I would rather spend all my time dreaming about who's going to give me a kiss than to dream about who's going to take a piss all over the parade. I want to be happy. I don't know about you guys. Make your own parade. Don't piss on anything. Just be happy.